very good engagement for Cham, and now he's adding in Banelings with Baneling speed. So yes, this is a Mutalisk play, but this might have the same kind of explosive fighting potential that the composition in game number 2 did. We have Banelings morphing in. I think we're going up to maybe around 20 or so Banelings in total right now. We will have melee upgrades for them as well here for Cham. And because he had that faster 4th base and because he's had more drones, it's actually Cham with the larger army value here as we get closer and closer to a fight. Now, Solar, he is going to try and kind of buy himself a little bit of space here by destroying those rocks. Mutalisks are coming in. This is a tough angle for Cham to attack into, but also it's a little bit awkward for Solar to defend. It's kind of a choke point on both sides, as Solar is going to try and push this back. The Banelings are not here. In fact, we actually have a run by there in the natural expansion. Look at the minimap right now. 17 drones falling while this battle is taking place here on the front line. 27 drones falling in the natural and the main base of Solar right now that we do not have a camera shot of. So many workers going down. And Cham also held his own there on the front line. Solar's down to 41 workers, Tasteless.
Yeah, it's too bad that we missed that in the observing, but yeah, that's the story here, is that there's 27 drones that have been picked off. And so right now, Solar is really squeezed. Cham's going to continue to be able to grow. He might even be able to come in here with a killing blow. Mutas are particularly bad against Hydralisks, but you know, you never have to fight them. You can just try to find another location on the map to pick a fight, like over here.
Yeah, a lot of it comes down to the fungals too. For Solar, having lost that many drones, he needs big fungals. He is able to get one with that infestor hatching from that base, but unfortunately the army is not to be found. More Banelings rolling in, 4 drones gonna fall, adding insult to injury. Solar now to 47 workers to the 72 of Cham. And I must say, Cham is playing a fantastic ZvZ right now. He's taking a 5th base. Solar is reset down to 3. Solar can't even fully saturate those 3 bases. And right now for Solar, you're basically hoping for a miracle. You want to catch all of these mutas with a fungal and clean them up, and even then, it still feels like it might be an uphill battle.
Well, yeah, I mean, you can kill the mutas and just never make mutas again, right? He can switch right into something else on the ground here. Cham looks like he's winding up for an attack. We have a couple roaches and banes over here on the side. The mutas are basically checking in. I think he's trying to figure out where is the weakest spot that he can hit into. But remember that, you know, right now, Solar's down to 3 bases, Cham's on 5. So, like, you know, Solar kind of, it's almost like it's his problem, right? Like, he's got to figure out how to get out of this. If Cham doesn't attack in, eventually I'm going to be surprised. But, you know, the truth is it's a race of expanding and growing, right? Here comes that attack now.
All right, Cham coming in from basically every angle right now. Into the 3rd base, into the main army. The Banelings with huge connections. Solar, he is able to get the fungals on the muta, but there's basically nothing left to clean them up. And Cham, in what people might call an upset, plays a stunning ZvZ series.
Yeah, I definitely think that the Banshee was exactly what he needed. He's even got 2 more. Wait, did he lose? Did he lose the first one? Actually,
I have
I'm not
no
sure.
idea. I
feel
assumed
like
he did.
But
I
yeah,
guess it must have
2
been 3
more
Banshees.
is kind of wild. So that's definitely going to be unexpected from Hero's side. This little drop with the 4 Stalkers is excellent from Hero as well to try and equalize that damage that he took from the Banshees. Obviously, he did some pretty good damage with the frontal push as well, but I think he was expecting a game-ending damage with that. And getting Stim is also extremely critical if he focuses it, and he will. What?
Oh, he's going to try and get it. He's going to drop again. One more shot.
Oh, my God.
And Stim gets denied. Now, this isn't quite the game ender that it could be because Stim was only maybe 25% completed as you're now blinking to the main base, is able to thwart these Banshees. Ooh, is that not a safe space? I thought for sure it would be.
Nice.
The Stalker's just barely out of range for a moment, though. The Banshee was taking a couple more shots than I expected, but you know, that Blink Stalker drop into the main base, normally it can't get that much damage done if it comes this late. But because Hero has been able to shave off so many siege tanks, it meant that Clem, he was basically in a defensive posture at the natural expansion, not in the main base. And so Hero being able to delay Stim, get a couple of SCV kills, get a couple of Marine kills, and I feel like he's going to be really happy with his position now, basically powering up. Charge is done, the Icum advantage swinging back into Hero's favor. And he's going to be bracing for impact. Clem, he's been able to somehow muster up 4 more siege tanks. That factory has been working overtime, man. It's almost like Clem is chrono boost. As this is going to be a very heavy-hitting push. I'm expecting an SCV pull with this one. I'm kind of surprised that we haven't seen. Okay, now we have the SCVs coming on in the middle of the map. I don't know if Hero can stop this because there isn't that much splash damage, but with a couple rounds of warp bins, maybe he can find the angle. I think this has the potential to be very close, though, Gemini.
I love this reposition from the Stalkers to be able to get the tanks on the back end as well while going for the Prism drop on the left. The snipe was there, almost trying to get it. getting the attacks onto the tanks as well is super huge. No stim, remember, it was
Wow.
canceled, and that's a GG from Hero.
Yeah, he might also be thinking about moving them up to the top side to try and come in from an unexpected angle. There's a scan confirming exactly where those are going to be.
I don't know if he wants to try to just like dump auto turrets here. I feel like you could always counter that with one or two turrets of your own while you pull away.
Yeah, it's tricky because right now Percival's the one with air superiority with these Vikings, and Byun really wants to come from the angle where the Vikings are not. And usually it's Stim Pack that decides whether or not we're going to be going for it. Looking at the minimap, actually, yeah, the Ravens, they are kind of moving clockwise right around the top, setting up for a surround. Actually, the Sable's going to come in on the Ravens right now. Byun, he's pulling the trigger. Stim forward with the Marines. Siege tanks are unsieged. Percival actually tried to retreat from this position, but it feels like there's just a little bit too much here for Byun. He was able to catch Percival unprepared, and that Stim got so much damage done. The contain already been broken. A massively cost-efficient trade here for the Blue Terran player, and now the counterpunch. It's going to be something really heavy, Tasteless.
Yeah, this is looking really scary for Percival. You know, he was definitely a little bit in over his head being that far out on the map. Byun had a plan, basically banking up the perfect disables, trying to come through here. And, you know, it's that Marine count was so high, you can kind of trample the position that Percival had. Now, Percival, I think he's not done defending here. I think the third base is definitely an enticing spot for Byun to try to come in here and hit. You know, it seems like Percival want to try to fight here, and I'm not entirely sure why, because there's so many tanks and Marines. In fact, am I wrong? Can Byun just like basically move across the map and get a kill here? The tank count's so low right now for Percival. He has no way to like demand the push stop here from Byun.
Yeah, Combat Shields is about to finish up. The only siege tank here at this third base. It's been disabled. Oh, even the medevac after the hot pickup gets disabled. It's 1-1 Marines barreling through into this third base. Those SCVs are dead to rights, and Percival, he might be looking at a loss here in game number 1 as Byun stims forward. GG is called. Batteries on foot on cannons, trying to set up for the big queen walk with Roach Ravager that Reynor is about to push in with.
Yeah, this timing is going to hit so hard. It's quite a long travel distance, but if you can get up over here and hit this third base, you'll have access to the natural. You'll be able to go down to that fourth base and wipe that out there as well. So it's all going to come down to whether or not there is enough here for Showtime to hold out this max army attack here from Reynor.
Oh, big storm right there, able to catch a lot of these Ravagers. They are going to get healed up. Oh, man! The Queen's in a little bit of body blocking right now by the Queens. The Ravagers! Oh, they're getting trapped. The Storm's doing so much damage. Simultaneously, Reynor, he is attacking the fourth base right now of Showtime. But this Queen Walk, it was not a push that was supposed to get repelled that easily. Now with the recall coming into this fourth base, actually maybe not enough Stalkers here for Showtime. Maybe was hoping to catch a little bit more Stalkers with that recall. These Roaches going to get a very favorable trade.
And, I mean, Reynor is still maxed out, by the way, guys. There's going to have to be a lot more stuff hatching, and it's going to hit again. Showtime right now floating at about 132 supply. And, I mean, the gold base is kicking in. It's going to be more Roaches and Ravagers. It's going to be round 2 of this huge attack up here. And a lot of the sophistication from the Protoss army is gone. Oh, does that actually kill that? Yeah. No more cannons powered over there.
That Stasis Trap catching a lot of these key units here for Reynor, but the Roach is actually doing a good job of also blocking in the arc here for Showtime. You can see with those files raining down, it's kind of an awkward position to attack into as finally he is going to go. Finally, the Ravagers are unlocked from the Stasis Trap as Reynor is trying to break down the natural and the third base at the same time. The army just a little bit disjointed with the Archons now reinforcing and some good storm from Showtime. He's able to gain momentum, but this arc might just be a little bit too big, Tasteless.
There's so many more links coming up here and more Roaches. If he gets that cybernetic score too, yeah, he takes that out. So no more Stalkers warped in. The ones that just got in are the last ones that are going to be here for a little bit. Reynor is going to regroup, I think, momentarily, but yeah, I mean, he's maxed out again. If he can just get to the tipping point here in this fight, I think Showtime's going to be out.
Yeah, the initial engagement was so good for Showtime, but Reynor remaxing so quickly. A lot of that because this gold base is propelling his economy forward, even on 77 drones. I'm liking Reynor's position. He's continuing to put pressure on here at the third base and the actual expansion. These biles very hard to dodge when Reynor scatters them out like that. Another storm kind of just zoning away the Zerg army as Showtime pushes forward again.
And, you know, it just doesn't seem like Showtime's going to have enough. Reynor has the ability to just remake over and over. He's got deep pockets, too. 1.8k minerals, 500 gas. And there's just not that much that's keeping either the natural or the third base alive. We're seeing the HP get lower and lower here. The last few stalkers are falling. I think we're moments away from GG.
Yeah, that is it. GG called. Reynor makes that push work.
And he's getting more gateways now on his high ground. I think it's only all powered by one pylon, which is kind of close to the ramp.
Yeah.
Don't know if that's going to be a factor. I guess that's actually not the hardest or the easiest pylon to hit from that position. The adepts are going to shade forward. They're going to see there is a block here, so we're going to get that canceled. And yeah, I mean, you know, how ready exactly is Classic going to be? We've got the first Warp Prism coming out. He's going to send this into the main. There's an Immortal bead made after this. Showtime super all in right now.
Yeah, those 4 adepts really want to get into the main base, but Classic with excellent positioning and the scouting hallucinated Phoenix able to stop that from commencing. And with this Stargate finishing up, we're almost certainly going to have a Void Ray coming onto the field very soon. And once that comes out, it's going to be a lot more complicated for Showtime to try and break down this front door. Oh, it's going to be a Phoenix, actually. Look at that.
Okay, so he's not really getting anything done just yet. Ideally, he would have come in there and killed a lot of probes with those adepts. It's a little bit harder to make this push work here at the front. There is an Immortal with this mix.
Ooh, Force Field able to isolate a lot of these units here on that top ramp. Bones are getting full. Guardian Shield is going to pop, and that Sentry gets taken down immediately. And now the Phoenix is here. It can lift up this Immortal, and we don't have that many units on the ground that can shoot up. Instead, Showtime is like, you know what? I'm just going to let this timer run out. That means that Classic will be able to take down that Immortal, but the damage is really starting to pile up.
Okay, he's still pushing up here, but it's not clear that he's got enough to actually snowball the damage. The Warp Prism is very low. If he loses it, oh, the rush is over.
Dude, I think Classic's done it. I was kind of surprised that
To be overly aggressive, but then the one gating player obviously will know that, and then they can also kind of manipulate their build a little bit to try and get a little advantage over on the opponent that is trying to get a little bit of a aggressive edge as well. So there's a lot of these weird little mind games with the 1 gate versus 2 gate plays, and obviously it seems like both these players kind of prefer going in their one way. So that does mean that whatever they do choose is probably going to be one of the better options if you are trying to learn a little bit about how to play this specific interaction.
So that pylon is there. Zoun can't get his base up for a little bit. SOS is going to be focusing on this expand here. And we don't see any definitive tech out just yet. You know, in a PvP, I guess Protoss in general, you're always kind of waiting for that cybernetic score to finish, and then it's like, all right, what kind of game is this going to be? Now, Zoun puts a proxy pylon actually very close to his opponent. Is this going to be, this could even be just 3 gate, maybe?
Yeah, it could even be a 4 gate, to be honest.
Yeah,
He's got 2 extra Stalkers coming. I'm curious to see what those next 2, if it's 6 Stalkers, I'm actually expecting it to be 6 Stalkers. There's an extra gateway right there as well. Going to be able to start to poke the front with some of these extra Stalkers. And since you've gone for the early sentries, it is a little bit finicky until that battery does finish. So SOS playing it nice and safe will be able to do that. And it is going to be just 4 gate, a straight up 4 gate. We're going back to Wings of Liberty for this one, just to bust down the front. And SOS clearly expecting something a little bit different this time, seeing how many Stalkers were out early, going for a fast Robo as his tech instead, giving him the best possible option to be able to defend against this very aggressive build.
Oh, man, he could use that money from that pylon warping in to try to help defend this. There is not a lot you get to do post this rush if it fails. So this game is going to be a very...
I love the idea to quickly recall. That's actually such a nice decision right there, but an excellent catch from SOS to be able to get those. That's not something you normally are able to get in this scenario. So a bit of a misplay from Zoun.
Yeah, that's a real hiccup in the whole momentum of the rush. Sorry, what is he warping
An
in over here?
adept.
An adept. Oh, that's so
cute.
dirty.
That's cute.
I can't believe we're getting this vintage garbage build with the 4 gate here. This is like so cool to actually see this. Remember the first week of the beta, guys? Well, we're back.
Remember when Warp Gate tipped like 30 seconds?
What is he doing? Why would you be out on the map right now?
Oh my god.
Oh my god.
Okay, luckily only a sentry or so is lost, so that's not the worst thing that could have happened. I'm amazed it even ended up like that. The one Adept in the main base is going to distract Zoun a little bit, forcing one warp in. The battery is there. Force field's coming down here as well defensively, but just running right past is Zoun. The first Immortal getting killed off. The battery's trying to do their best as a second Immortal will pop out as well. Is this going to be enough from SOS as he's forced the probes as well to defend against this? He needs absolutely everything.
I love this probe in the fight right now with Zoun that's like somehow still alive. I mean, every Immortal that gets out, it's going to be harder and harder to hold this. I'm sorry, did he make a second one? No.
Yeah, that is the second one that just popped. The first one
okay.
died. Yeah,
okay,
yeah.
got it. I'm sorry, I meant a second Immortal with this one that's
no,
alive now.
He's going for a Prism afterwards.
Yeah, Prism's also fine. You can juggle with that. And, I mean, Zoun's going to try again here for Act 2.
Yeah, he's trying to go in now. He's going to try to go onto that Immortal, but the excellent force field from SOS forcing so many of those units to be out of range from any type of focus fire. And you can see Zoun just kind of scrambling around, trying to get all of his units together. We'll be able to finally get some targets onto that Immortal, but an excellent pickup micro from SOS will be able to keep that alive with barely any HP as the batteries continue to just barely heal up everything as well. It's so difficult for SOS, for Zoun to actually get any target fire onto this Immortal, but there's still so many Stalkers left over for him.
Somehow, he's making it work right now, this Immortal. Oh my god, he picks it up again.
Oh my god, the other battery at the top has barely any energy. Able to get at least a little bit of shield healing on there is excellent. So close with this Immortal every single time, finally loses it. That's the key to this whole defense right now. The probes, again, once being so important to body block all of this. Still more Stalkers rallying in from Zoun as another Immortal does pop out. If this thing dies, it's over for SOS at this point.
Yeah, he's got a second Immortal making. He's just squeaking out a little bit. It's funny how that battery that was blocking, anybody going up the ramp, it kind of ended up working out.
Yeah.
Kind of an MVP moment there.
Oh my god.
Yeah, each of these batteries is just slowly regaining energy, which just gives you that much more sustain.
Yeah.
The Immortal, it wasn't designed with this in mind, but it is the perfect counter to Stalkers.
Yeah, for sure.
Even for the fact that the Stalker shots have to connect with his target, where the Immortal, it just shoots and the bullet's invisible and always connect.
Yeah, no, this is looking very good now for SOS. Look at all these batteries ripe with energy. They're actually kind of out of range of them, those two Stalkers, so we'll be able to juggle those back. You can see Zoun is really kind of panicking at this point. Whenever you see a Protoss player get a sentry at this point in a rush, you know they're full-on desperate to try and get some kind of force field damage to trap the units, but that's not going to do anything. So many Immortals, so many batteries.
There's a possibility we have a drone pull with this one. Sometimes you'll see people do, for whatever reason, I can't remember what it's called, like, drone drilling on the wall.
Drone drilling, yeah.
Where you try to basically tell them to gather minerals, usually the natural expansion of the Protoss, so they all bunch up. Ooh, it's another hatchery. Texas, this one also does not block the Nexus.
I've got this. This one also doesn't block it, in case you're confused about that. So, I mean, at this point in time, when you see the hatchery, you're like, oh, I'm getting cheesed right now. This isn't all in. The Lings are inbound. Scarlett with some really interesting moves here today. There's one Zealot being made. The probes, you can see, it's Showtime kind of thinking in real time. He was damaging it, and then he's like, no, wait, I need to send this probe back to mine. The first Zealot, does that get out? Yeah, that's not going to get out before. Okay, so the Zealot, obviously, you can fight anything single file. I was going to say, he wants to kind of like move that out and then send it back.
Yeah, you just want to wait until that second Zealot comes out because that makes the fight a lot easier here. We do have Morlings coming across the map and a ton of shield batteries getting thrown down right now.
Did you hold this as Protoss?
I feel like you have to. I don't see...
This is wild. This is just stuff I don't get to cast every day.
This looks like all of my ladder games.
Yeah, no, this is definitely the ladder experience for sure.
But except if I would have lost my Zealot already by now.
You're like, watch GSL all the time. You're like, I can get to Masters one day. And you're like, well, I don't see them do this. I don't know how to stop this. The gateway's going to fall. The hatchery, it blocks it in such a way that the Zealots couldn't really get over there and defend it. And now it's all these spine crawlers coming down here. This is just a down and dirty way to play. But oh gosh, okay, so wait, there's no forge that's made, right?
Yeah,
so
there's no forge.
There's like not a lot that you can do to actually stop these spine crawlers, right?
Yeah, Scarlett's actually able to buy a lot of time with this little dance that she's doing with all these Zerglings. The hatchery isn't going down just yet.
Killing the hatchery would help a lot, by the way. If you don't forget that's not just making creep, it's actually making a queen, and it is allowing for larvae to hatch out here.
I feel like this hatchery should have gone down. I think it's a little bit of maybe a misstep that it's able to survive here at 150 HP.
So the creep keeper's been thrown down here.
Yeah, that's going to be able to, keep these spine crawlers alive once that hatchery eventually does fall. As finally these stalkers are able to take it down. Broodlings not going to get too much done, but keep in mind, energy, it is a resource on these shield batteries, and because there is no nexus, despite the fact that the hatch block did not block the nexus, you cannot energy recharge these shield batteries. The energy you see on them is what you get. It's why we have so many more batteries getting thrown down. And now this is kind of a logjam. This is a lot of Zerglings, Tasteless. There's only 2 pylons down here. I think we might have one more warping in on top. Yes, that is another pylon. But this is starting to look like it might work for Scarlett. The batteries are very low on energy.
Yeah.
We have I don't think we have any production up for Showtime.
Yeah, I think Scarlett wins.
This is a wild game.
This is just, I've never cast this interaction before.
Immortal starting in production.
Okay, now the Immortal actually could make this work.
Yeah, the Immortal can turn the tide very easily.
Well,
Scarlett is expanding.
Oh, yeah.
I think probably just for the larva, frankly. I don't think she wants to have a queen injected back at home.
I think she has the money for the hatchery. Might as well put it down there. But was that an overextension?
He's able to work his way all the way back, and also that extra shield battery just kind of creating another explode point here is very good.
The Immortal can run out and gun down the spine crawler and then run back and still be healed.
Yeah, I think Showtime might just barely be doing this. The shield battery, not the shield battery, the War Prism, once it is done, is going to add so much micro potential here. The Immortal now is trying to get in range. Scarlett knows she basically has to try and shoo that away, but you can't really do very much about it with just Lings.
The Immortal does not have to respect the spine crawler at all. And when that last spine goes down, I mean, this is just like a pretty straightforward game. You no longer have this like extra damage, but he actually targets the Queen. The Queen ends up getting away. This is a hell of a game, man. So now I think you get the Warp Prism and then you send the Immortal out, right?
I think you just go kill him. Yeah, you just move cross map and try and bust, because I don't know. I mean, Showtime is building an observer right now, so we can clean up this creep. But if I'm playing this game, I'm like, all right, let's just. I don't want to expand and have this go into a macro game. I want to go next as soon as possible. And I think Showtime feels the same way. He's adding in 2 more gateways. The Warp Prism makes this so difficult for slowlings, especially, to try and get damage done.
Yeah, that's actually a good point.
You can just never confirm the kill.
I kind of forgot they're actually slowlings, too. You're right. So, I mean, it's hard to quantify how behind Scarlett is. That being said, it's not like Protoss got their expansion up, but Protoss has, like, I think all the tools necessary in the kit to basically go in here with a win.
Yeah, I think this is going to be 4 gateways. We have 2 more in production.
Yeah, and so I like that. Initially, I thought, oh, you want to try to expand now? And it's like, no, you just go kill him.
He is expanding, though.
Oh, he is going to expand. Okay, never mind.
It's just 4 units in the Prism. I was right there with you. I was thinking that, oh, well, we just move cross map and kill him. But this has been such a weird game that Showtime probably doesn't know exactly where he stands relative to his opponent.
Yeah, a lot of times there's like a very clear way to play the game that's optimal, but I think this is probably kind of feeling through the dark a little bit. So, I mean, it does a little bit of damage. The Nexus is halfway done. Link speed has just started, to give you an idea of how far away Scarlett is from being viable in fights.
It's a lot of droning.
Honestly, I wouldn't mind just seeing the second Immortal. Okay, never mind. Just gonna push. I was gonna say, just get 2 Immortals, send the Warp Prism out, send all the stuff you have that can fight, and just like take a fight on the map.
Yeah, I think this should probably just be it. Zergling speed is only about 1/3 of the way done. Roach Warren just now starting. We have 3 Queens down here in the natural expansion and maybe a dozen Lings against a pretty considerable army here for Showtime. He's actually going to shovel his way into the main base. Oh,
that
what
was
year
so
is
good.
it?
That was so sick. Now he can just bury the rest of his army in here and keep force fielding this. This is going to be a win with style. I absolutely love this. So you can just force field this forever.
Yeah, I feel like Showtime, if he just went into the natural expansion, could have ended the game outright, but this is a dirty way to close out a dirty game. So I like this.
Great series, man. I think Scarlett's going to have to tap out. The main base is going to be completely wiped. Yeah, GG, there it is. Showtime defeats Scarlett 2-0.
Right, like you want to shave down all of the key units of the Terran player, but Zoun didn't quite get that done, and so he's invested a lot of resources in these Stalkers on the front line. He's delayed his economic growth because he went for that 4-gate blink, and also he had to warp in additional Stalkers in the main base back at home. And so that kind of is going to slow down the entire tech development here for Protoss, and these aren't units that are going to be especially useful when the actual fight commences. They're very good at microing cross-map, as Zoun would love to do right now in terms of just deflecting this. By the way, is this the one? We have an Artosis pylon right here powering all these gateways? Indeed we do. It's coming in at kind of a critical interval. Normally this wouldn't be a big deal, but Clem is pushing across the map right now, and Zoun, you could already see the minerals and the gas, they're starting to bank. He wants to use those gateways.
Yeah, I mean, well, hold on a second. The Banshees are going to come in here. They're going to do a decent amount of damage. I don't see any Stalkers over here to help out. When you got two Banshees like this, the battery is hopeless at trying to heal it in time. I feel like this is a great moment for Clem to push, but I see him moving back with his army.
I honestly don't think he needs to. He's seeing every single mineral line. Zoun right now is sub 50 probes. He's only on 3 bases. This is not like game number 1 where Zoun is going to be double expanding. He's going to be instantly saturating. He's going to max in the next couple of minutes. Finally, the Banshees do get cleaned up, but so many probes going down. And Clem is in a just commanding economic position. 19 probes in total have died over the course of this game.
It is insane to see Banshees get kills this late in the game like that. 5 bases on the bottom here, and then that gold base on the far right. So, like, Reynor is just rushing into these expansions. Lings are going to come down, and I think you want to just try to generate threats here, try to keep Protoss back. He has another group of Lings at the bottom, right over here. And, you know, if Protoss leaves either the 3rd or 4th base unattended, he's going to go in there and try to punish that.
Depth gets surrounded here on the top right. We've been cleaned up very quickly. And it looks like, just judging by the production tab, Reynor does have the pieces. If he wanted to get set up for some kind of lurker late game, he could. But I think before that happens, he's probably going to try his luck with something like a Hydra Ling Bane timing attack. +2 melee is getting queued up. Baneling's speed is also being researched. As Reynor, maybe a little bit ambitious moving out before all these key upgrades finish, is going to get caught by Classic. A lot of units are shaved off, and it's actually Classic with these additional gateways and the Prism who's going to be doing some damage.
Okay, so we've got the gold base. Look, Zerg can part ways with this expansion. Okay, like this is, you know, you're going to be fine with that if you have the gold base and you're taking in everything there. And I think Reynor's going to basically try to set up a surround. He's got stuff on the bottom. We don't quite have any of it on camera, but if you look at the mini-map, you'll see he's ready to try to sandwich this.
Yeah, there's forces in the natural in the 3rd base, and then also just roaming around the center of the map where Reynor's trying to keep the elements of surprise. Hydra speed is done now. +1 range weapon is going to be finished very soon here for Reynor, but still a little bit away is Baneling's speed. I'm not sure how many Banelings we actually have in the mix already here for Reynor, and it feels like he's not super confident in exactly what the potential of his attack is going to be. Of course, being maxed, you're going to go for it here as Reynor, but he's already getting set up for the next stage. He's adding in the infestation pit to go into Hive, and meanwhile, Classic, he's doing the same thing. He has his eyes set on the late game, adding in the Fleet Beacon and the 2nd Stargate.
Yeah, we're getting into a pretty epic macro game here, but I think Reynor's going to be striking first. Oh my god, this Archon somehow lives. Literally lost all its shields and then barely gets away. But there's going to be a lot of damage coming out here. I don't know if Classic's going to be able to do much to activate himself. The Warp Prism's at the very, very bottom left. I don't know if it's going to get in there or not. It looks like, oh my god, those are incredible storms to have. Completely denies the Banelings.
Yeah, now Reynor's going to be coming into the triangle base. Warp Prism does get taken out in the main base of Reynor. In the meantime, these Banelings are going to be fishing for these probes a little bit, roaming in, able to take down double digits. As the armory, it's starting to peter out a little bit here for Reynor. He's taking some very good trades. Probably even to get this Nexus as the Hydras, yes, are going to try and focus it down. Oh, no way. Is it actually going to survive those Lings?
Why is it not attacking the Nexus? I can't believe that.
Oh, no, the Lings, they didn't stay on the Nexus. It's going to survive with just 74 HP.
I can't believe that.
Yeah, that's surprising
insane to me.
The income differential could be so much greater if that Nexus had fallen.
Well, if he had killed the Nexus, I mean, I think the next wind-up and attack would be huge. Now, he's going to go for it again anyways. In fact, Classic may just end this game again anyways here. Now, the Nexus is not going to regain shields in time for it to be meaningful, if that makes sense. Like, he's going to have to basically have his army in front of this because any damage over there is going to be fatal to that Nexus.
Yeah, with no static defense, it becomes so much harder to actually defend this position here for Classic, as Reynor finally will take down that Nexus. Behind this, Classic, he's starting a transition into carriers. +1 air weapons and shields also being researched. Now carriers,
Yeah, he's going to try to come here from this side. And I mean, it's not that well defended, right? He can slip one tank down here. I think that's not quite in range of the command center. Yeah, maybe he gets the SCV. No, he can't. He can't hit it from there. He might need to get a little vision boost or something.
yeah, it's really close. He can hit the SCV. Can't he hit the command center, though? Okay, just barely. I mean, these are some dangerous Marines from Byun. 2-2 is going to be finishing up very shortly here. Is Byun going to wait for 2-2? He can't live this off. Kira is stemming forward. He wants to focus down this Planetary. He actually is able to confirm the kill right there. Wow, Planetary gets taken out. Kira, man, nice move with this Siege Tank line. Able to zone away the Marines of Byun and get a really big win. 2-2, it is still getting closer to completion here for Byun, so you got to be very careful as Kira continues to push forward. As it is right now, bases they have equalized. That was a much-needed win for Kira taking down that expansion.
I mean, the fact that he drives that away is big. Remember, the command center was obliterated. So it's not like he just lifted it off and he can go somewhere else. That's what Kira was able to do earlier. Now, I don't know if this is an overextension. Well, it actually might work just because the tanks were unsieging. That's unbelievable.
Yeah, but with 2-2 right now done for Byun, these Marines are so deadly. It's going to be quite a while until Kira's able to equalize. Yes, he does have the faster +2 infantry weapons coming in, but infantry armor is quite a long ways away, and now Kira, he's going right into the main base, but Byun anticipates! He gets there first! Not able to take down any of these medevacs, but he immediately just pulls Kira back, and now the Vikings can confirm the kill! Wow, what an anticipation there from Byun.
Yeah, great play from Byun.